Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mobile Shabane and this is Nuggets for Your Wallet, a place where we share pockets of tips and wisdom. I would like to send a big shout out to all our new subscribers, everyone who has recently joined the community. Welcome. Thank you so much for clicking the red subscribe button. And I really hope that there is something that you are going to learn and that your life will be better because you have joined this community, in particular your financial life, because in this place we share all things personal finance, and the aim of this channel is to share information and to equip us with the necessary financial information so that we can make the best financial decisions as a people. I personally believe that financial literacy is one of the key skills that we all need to have, similar to how we all learn how to read, how to write. I really believe that we all need to be equipped with the right financial information so that we can make the right decisions. And I believe that financial literacy is one of the key factors to radical economic change, because no matter how much resources we have, if we don't have the right education as to how we need to use those resources, they will be as good as nothing. That is why then I take out some time from my personal life to make this video so that we can all be equipped with the right information. I am a wife, a mom, a Christian, and a chartered accountant by profession. The one thing that I would like to underline from what I just said is that I am a mom. I'm a new mom. On the 24th of September 2022, we were blessed with a son. His name is Buhle Benkosi Shabane. And you might be wondering, why is it that I'm highlighting this in this video particularly? It is because in this video, we'll be speaking about the financial obligation that comes with having a child. Yes. As much as he is our bundle of joy, as much as he has added so much life, he has added so much joy and happiness to our family, he has also added some financial obligation, and that is what I would like us to unpack in today's video. I would like us to look at what does it look on a month-to-month basis to have a baby, financially speaking. From the moment we learned that I was pregnant, we knew that our life was going to change. We knew that it was going to change for the better. We knew that we now had someone that was dependent on us in all sense of the word. But we also knew that that will come with a lot of financial obligation, and that is why early on we sat down and we knew that we had to review our financial life, our financial decision, and it really has made us to be more intentional with the decisions that we made, because we knew that everything that we do would impact him one way or another. So before I get to the financial obligation of having a child, there are three non-financial obligations that I think parents have, and I won't be doing any justice for me to get into the financial obligation without touching these three critical non-financial obligations that parents have. Firstly, as a parent, you have the obligation to love your child. That's the best thing that you can do for your child, is to love your child. Secondly, is to give your child God, to teach your child about God. It is very, very important. And thirdly, to give your child good values and good morals. It's very important that you invest in yourself and that you ensure that you impart the right morals and the right values. These three non-financial obligations are very important because they are really a key determining factor whether your child would grow up to be a well-rounded individual, to be an individual of morals, to be an individual that would live up to their purpose and that will be of service to the world. So I think it's very important that we remember that before we can think of the financial aspect, that we have this obligation to love our kids, to give God to our kids, and also to give our kids the right morals and the right values. Now, speaking about that, there's this other aspect that is very important. That's the financial aspect. Having a child comes with a huge financial responsibility. Having a child, there are different obligations that you have, and as I said, I'll basically be basing this whole video will be based on our financial experience and what we would like to afford to our child, and what we have, what financial obligation we have had thus far. Our son is 6 months old, so I'll be breaking down to you what's the initial capital outlay, or what's the initial financial obligation you have, like the things that you need to buy and how much those things will roughly cost you, so that you have an idea. And also I'll be breaking down to you our month-to-month expenses that we have now that we have a child. So let's now get firstly into looking at the monthly. I would like to start with the monthly financial obligation that you have. So on a monthly basis, now that you have a child, we firstly have now the obligation to pay a nanny. So we don't have the privilege of having our parents available to take care of our son. So what we have decided is for us to have a nanny. We have decided to have a stay-in nanny because of different reasons, and it has been the best decision for us to have a stay-in nanny. And a stay-in nanny will really, how much you pay your nanny will really depends basically on the responsibility that the nanny has. Is she mainly responsible for the baby, or does she have also a responsibility of taking care of the home, of cooking and doing other things? And depending on all those factors, then you will then get to the price that you agree with your nanny. But roughly plus or minus, you must budget plus or minus 4,000 rand to have a nanny. That's the first thing that you have to pay for, the first monthly expenses that you have to consider when you have a baby. Secondly is medical aid. Medical aid cost us around 1,220. That how much it costs us to have medical aid. And again, I think medical aid is one of those things that you need to decide. Do you want to put your child on medical aid, or are you comfortable with the healthcare services that is provided by our government system? If you think that, you know what, you're happy with the government system, or you can't afford obviously medical aid, then you can go the route of the government system. But if you want to put your child on medical aid, it can really cost you from 1,000 and above, but it's costing us 1,220. The next monthly cost that you have is the cost of buying nappies, wipes, and we also have to buy the nappy bin plastic. So on a monthly basis we have to buy that, and that costs us about 600 rand on a monthly basis. The next cost that we have now that you have a baby is buying baby clothes. Babies grow so fast. That's one thing that you need to remember, that they grow so fast, and the clothes that you constantly need to be buying, like new clothes. But again, we personally have decided not to buy any branded clothes for our child for now, because the baby grows so fast, and on a monthly basis we now spend roughly about plus minus 500 rand to buy maybe him a new outfit, or maybe new rompers or new vest. So plus minus 500 rand you have to budget, or we are spending. The next cost that I've included here, we personally don't incur that cost, is the cost of a formula. Our son is on breast milk, and we are not giving him formula for now because I'm still able to give him breast milk. Even if I'm at work, I'm able to pump, and he has sufficient supply, so we don't have that cost. But if for whatever reason you have to give your baby formula would cost you about 900 rand a month. How did I get to the 900 rand? The one big tin of formula cost about 400 rand. At the last price I checked for Nan was about 400 rand, and S26 cost around 450. And you will need about 2 big cans on a monthly basis, and that will then amount to 900 rand a month. So if your baby's on a formula, you have to factor in that cost. And once obviously the baby hits the 6-month mark, the baby will start to be eating solids, and that is an additional cost. And depending again on what you want to give to your child, you have to then determine the amount of money that you have to spend. The other people who buy store-bought baby food like Purity, Nestum and baby cereal, and if for example you decide to go the route of buying store-bought food, you can spend about 1.2 for the baby store bought food, because for example if you're buying Purity and you're giving your child maybe 2 Purity bottles a day, 1 bottle of Purity costs about 15 rand, and 2 of those would be 30 rand. And if you decide maybe 20 days in a month you give them Purity, then it will amount to like 1.2. But we are not giving our son Purity as yet. Our son is having vegetables and fruit from home. We blend those for him, and I will say that it costs us an additional 600 rand, because we obviously have to also consider some supplement that I need to take in order to ensure that my milk supply is good, and also to ensure that he has all the nutrients that he needs. Although they say that when the child's just 6 months, they don't really get all their nutrients that they need from the solid food. They get all the nutrients that they need from breast milk and from formula. So that will be the cost. So those are your roughly monthly expenses that you would have to incur. Just to recap, nanny, and I can budget about plus minus 2,000 rand, medical 4,000 rand, sorry, nanny plus minus 4,000 rand, medical aid plus minus 1,220, nappies, wipes and plastic beans for the nappy bin plus minus 600 rand, clothes plus minus 500 rand, formula plus minus 900 rand, and baby food I've allocated 600 rand for that, on the assumption that you'll be making the baby food at home yourself. And if that is how much, if you add all those up, that adds up to a total of 7,820. That is the amount of money that we need, that we basically pay out on a monthly basis just to finance having a child. So that's the monthly expense. There is an initial capital outlay, or there are stuff that once-off stuff that you pay or that you buy when you have a child, and those you need to take into account if you decide, or if you're considering having a child, and if you want to have a gauge or an idea as to how much that will cost. So the initial or the once-off stuff that you need to buy, and I've allocated cost in here as to how much it will roughly cost you. Again, keep in mind that it will depend what you want. You can get this stuff that is even more expensive, but I've basically listed out how much we have paid to buy for these things. So why am I sharing all this information? I'm sharing this information because I want you to have an idea of how much it costs to have a child. And obviously, depending on your lifestyle, depending on your affordability, it can cost you more or it can cost you less than what I have basically explained or what I have said cost us. But I really consider ourselves as modest people. We live a simple life, but at the same time, we really aim to provide a quality and a more comfortable life for our son. Hence, we have these expenses that we think they are important. Also, depending on how much support that you have, if for example you have your mom who's available, or your aunt or whoever who's available to take care of your baby, it can cost you less. Or if you decide to take your baby to daycare, it can cost you less or cost you more. So it really depends. But this was the aim of it, was to just basically give you a glimpse or an idea. Then from this you can take and say, you know what, this will work for me, or this won't really work for me, or I would like to add this on top of what Nqobile has basically explained. So the aim is just to give you an idea. And also the aim of this is to really assist us to really understand and respect people when they say that they're not financially ready to have a child. We need to respect those people's decisions. And also, the issue of having a child, it's also not just about finances, it's about other factors. Emotionally, you might not be ready, mentally, you might not be ready, or even you might be having challenges having a child. So if a person decides not to have a child, as a people, I think it is very important for us to learn not to put pressure on people to have kids. And also, I mean, in 2023, let us learn not to ask people, when are you having a child? When are you having a child? Because you're not sure what might be the reason why that person has decided not to have that child as yet. And the issue of having a child is such a sensitive topic that I really think that we need to trend around very softly. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you perspective. I hope this gives you an idea of how much it costs to have a child. And mind you, what I've just explained is just monthly expenses. I've not explained how much we had to go back and change our life cover because now we have another person. It's not just about us. The other investments that we have to take up, how we are planning for his schooling and for his schooling life and for his education, because that is another financial aspect that I've not included in here. But I would like to do a separate video where I explain in detail some of the investment opportunities and how you can plan for child's education, because in all honesty, what majority of the parents are telling me is that you need to plan for your child's education, because education can be very, very expensive. And if you want to give your child a decent education and quality education, you must be willing to pay a lot of money. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave it a big thumbs up, leave a comment, engage with me. What other cost do you incur? Let's engage in the comment section, and also please share this video with other people. And lastly, please don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends to tell their friends that Nuggets for Your Wallet is on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.